Good morning. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the annual Menorah lighting, State of Illinois Menorah lighting. It's a special tradition here in our state, and I want to thank the governor's office and entire team for pulling this together. Always a lot of logistics, but they always make it happen. So as we know, something unique about the menorah is that every night we light another candle. And that teaches us that in life, when we're doing good things, we can't suffice with just one candle. Every day we need to grow. And the same is true with a beautiful event such as this. Every year we need to add something new. And this year we're really excited to inaugurate the State of Illinois Menorah Essay Contest. We had different children submit essays, and today we're proud to announce the first place winner, Elijah Dome from the Wilmette Hebrew Day School. Elijah, please come up and he will present us with his winning essay.
In 2021, there has been a surge in attacks against synagogues by 61%. Anti-Semitism is at an all-time high. Despite Hanukkah being widely regarded as a celebration with presents and donuts, Hanukkah actually conveys a much deeper meaning. To me, Hanukkah motivates today's Jews to bring more positivity into the world. To me, Hanukkah means to fight back and to be bold, to stay out of the shadows of anti-Semitism. Hatred has existed for as long as civilization. Over 2,000 years ago, the Greeks destroyed the Jews' place of worship, the Holy Temple. So many kinds of hatred still exist today. Not only anti-Semitism, but also racism, homophobia, and sexism. The Jews have always been a target for persecution and hate. Even today, Jews still face the horrors of anti-Semitism. The Hanukkah lights symbolize to me how we, as humans, can choose victory over hatred. Governor Pritzker, take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Elijah, and thank you for not only the beautiful words, but also the sentiment behind it and your very thoughtful remarks. Welcome to everybody. Chag Sameach to you all, and I'm very proud to be here alongside so many Jewish leaders from around Illinois today, not only those who are behind me, but those in the audience. I want to especially recognize our Consul General of Israel, Yanam Cohen, our Assistant Vice President of the Jewish United Fund, Amy Zimmerman, Rabbi Avraham Kagan, Rabbi Meyer Moskowitz, Rabbi Seth Limmer, and members of the Illinois Legislative Jewish Caucus who are here today. It really is a gift to share this day with you and with the people of the state of Illinois. And I couldn't be happier to stand alongside you as we unveil Illinois' official state menorah for the year 5783. In the history of our nation, there have been only a handful of Jewish governors. And in Illinois, unsurprisingly, we've had the most. I've asked that sometimes to people, did you know which states have had the most Jewish governors? It turns out we're tied, just for everybody's edification, but with a state where one of the three governors was appointed before the state actually became a state. So we're actually number one. So I'm intensely proud to be one of those Jewish governors, of course. And soon there will be 4 Jewish governors serving in the United States because we're going to see Pennsylvania Governor-elect Josh Shapiro sworn in and Hawaii Governor-elect Josh Green and his inauguration just a few weeks away. That one was a surprise to me. And as a descendant of Ukrainian Jews who fled persecution, pogroms, and anti-Semitism, it's not lost on me what a blessing and a privilege it is to stand here today to share my heritage and my faith with the people of Illinois. Never in Nicholas Pritzker's wildest dreams in 1871, when he was born, 1881, when he came to this country, would he have ever imagined that his great-grandson would serve as the governor of Illinois? And for me, this moment is a testament to the progress that we've made and also a solemn reminder of the dark shadows cast over our history. Some 2 millennia ago, the Jewish people refused to give up their faith in God. They faced brutality, oppression, and hatred. But the Maccabees rose up and in a stunning turn of events defeated their oppressors. They returned to their destroyed temple with nothing but a small jar of oil. Today, we have no king ruling over our land. We don't duel with swords. We don't need to light candles to see or to stay warm. But that brutality, that oppression, that hatred hasn't gone away. We see it on social media. We hear it on podcasts. We feel it as we walk by a Jewish cemetery vandalized with the symbol of our genocide. And in a modern world seemingly dominated by fear-mongering and dog whistles, it's easy to feel like the walls are closing in, a feeling that our Jewish ancestors knew better than we do and all too well. But Hanukkah isn't about fear. It's about light and faith, and most of all, faith and dedication. Dedication to calling out hatred when we see it. Dedication to tikkun olam, or making the world a better place. Dedication to our ancestors when we say never again, and also in the memory of the many Jews who survived over many years so that we could be here today. In the words of Rabbi Irving Greenberg, the proper response, as Hanukkah teaches, is not to curse the darkness, but to light a candle. So on this Hanukkah, may we join together, all of us, as Jews and non-Jews, to rededicate ourselves to the light. To Jewish people throughout Illinois and across the globe, Chag Sameach, and may your Hanukkah be filled with miracles. With that, it is my genuine pleasure to turn it over to my partner in governance, a person of deep faith, and as I like to rib her sometimes and remind everyone, she also is a former Sunday school teacher. And that's my partner in governance, our Lieutenant Governor, Juliana Stratton.
Hello, everyone. I am Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, and I use she, her pronouns. Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for that warm introduction, for your beautiful words and sharing your story, and mostly for your dedication to leading our state. I echo you in saying congratulations to Elijah. You know, there is power in using your voice and sharing it with others, and it was a privilege, Elijah, to hear your inspiring words. I also want to take a moment to thank the religious leaders, community leaders, and elected officials joining us today, as well as Consul General Yanam Cohen. I thank each of you for ensuring the Jewish community across Illinois is seen, heard, and supported. Elie Wiesel said these words: "We must always take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented." That's why it's such an honor to join all of you during moments like this. As a non-Jewish person, I stand here with you today and beyond, because we find justice when we commit to unity, to solidarity with each other. It's about standing up against hatred and anti-Semitism, and also uplifting stories of hope and resilience, like the story of Hanukkah. It's about coming together to shine a light. In the last few years, we've seen the depths of darkness. And there will surely be more challenges that we will face in the years ahead. And we will overcome them because we will face them side by side as one Illinois. May this festival of lights illuminate the power and strength we can find in each other. Thank you, and happy Hanukkah to all. And with that, I'm honored to pass it over to Senator Sarah Feigenholz.
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm waiting for you to start dancing, Mr. Dreidel. Yeah, that is the cutest thing. So we've heard from the governor who basically read my speech. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what he represents as a Jewish governor and how amazing it is to have one of those. Just in the waiting room, he leaned over and said to me, "You know, I make some really killer latkes." And it's rare when you'll hear that from a sitting governor. It is a celebratory holiday. You know, I also want to talk about the translation, especially with all the rabbis here who know that I went to 14 years of Orthodox Hebrew school. You have to talk about the shoresh, right? What is the root word of Hanukkah? So some would say you can translate it as you must teach. Others would say that it means dedication. What do you guys say? Somewhere in the middle? And that, interestingly enough, the whole story of Hanukkah is not in the Torah because this miracle happened 200 years after the Jews got the Torah, right? Not bad. Okay, do I pass? So I had a sense that there would be some very serious conversations going on up here, but I wanted to talk about history. And I wanted to talk about things that I felt were relevant to Hanukkah in the history of the United States. And I learned that the first president of the country who celebrated Hanukkah in the White House was Harry Truman. And he accepted a menorah that was hand-delivered to him by Israel's first prime minister, David Ben-Gurion. The other fact of the many facts that I found most interesting, even more than the Harry Truman was that Hanukkah was once celebrated by an astronaut in space. There was a Jewish astronaut on the Space Shuttle Endeavour in 1993 who went up to repair the Hubble telescope. Jeff Hoffman, and the Chabad rabbis are going to love this, because he brought one of those travel-sized menorahs with him, and he brought a dreidel that spun. And he had his little mini Hanukkah celebration broadcast via satellite to everyone here on Earth. The third fact is the Hanukkah song, which is sung by Adam Sandler, which I'm hoping Jen Gong Gershowitz will sing. Or Margaret, why don't you? Do you know it? You know it. It is arguably, don't get upset, the most popular Hanukkah song out there. It's not dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I love this holiday. It is very special to me. I was born on Hanukkah. And in the dark ages. But I believe Margaret and I and Ann Williams share, in my Senate district, the largest number of synagogues in Illinois. Possibly. I don't know. But I have a lot of them, and that means I have a lot of rabbis who are very demanding. And so every night in the community I represent, I am going to a Hanukkah celebration on demand by Rabbi Hertz and Kotlarski and others, Rabbi Ben Yahoun in the Gold Coast. So again, this is a wonderful celebration about survival, and it's important for the children here, for us to teach them resilience, and that the story of the Maccabees, about you may be small, but if you really focus and you really work hard, you can be mighty and overcome a lot of challenges. And I have taken that with me my whole life, and I'm hoping that you do the same. Representative Jen Gong-Gershowitz, come on up.
Good morning, everyone. Chag Sameach. I did not prepare a history lesson for you all this morning, and with all due respect to my dear mentor, Senator Feigenholtz, I love you, but I'm also not going to sing Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song, much to the dismay of my friend and colleagues. I did want to just thank you, Governor Pritzker, our rabbis, colleagues, friends, who are here today to help us bring in the light of Hanukkah. It is wonderful to be together and just to take a moment out of our hectic schedules to stop and reflect and to honor a tradition that connects us to one another and to our history. Like many Jewish holidays, Hanukkah is a story of hardship and perseverance. There's a lot of that. Survival against all odds. The lighting of the menorah symbolizes the creation of light in the darkest times. But as a mother, for me more than anything, Hanukkah represents family time, that sacred space where we celebrate the joy of just being together. A full house with the sounds and smells of tradition. Latkes fried in oil, my kids arguing over who gets to light the shamas. Traditions that help to mark the passing of time and to remind us to take nothing for granted. This year, as we prepare to gather with our families to celebrate the Festival of Lights, I'm especially grateful to live in a time and in a place where my family and our families can safely light the menorah together. And I'm humbled by all those whose sacrifices continue to make that possible. My thoughts are with the people of Ukraine and elsewhere who are still fighting for that same sense of peace and security. Hanukkah is an opportunity for us to celebrate our traditions and to share them with others. However you and your family celebrate this year, I hope your holiday is filled with love, laughter, and the cherished memories shared with friends. Happy Hanukkah.
The weather outside might be frightful, but Hanukkah teaches us that the fire inside is delightful. While tonight does not mark the first night of Hanukkah, rather the onset of Shabbat, soon menorahs like the one standing behind me will add light every night in this darkest time of the year, reminding us of our opportunity to bring light to a benighted world. And we're taught in our tradition, Ner Adonai Nishmat Adam, that the soul of every human being burns with the fire that is eternal. And for me, that is the true lesson of Hanukkah, that each one of us carries inside an eternal light. And in this dark world, we can stand alone and let that light shine, but it is even more powerful when we stand together against the darkness of this world, the darkness that our governor, our lieutenant governor, and Elijah spoke about so beautifully. While each of us can cast our light against that darkness, we are stronger when we unite like that menorah that stands behind me. When we bring together the divine fire within each of us, like these incredible representatives are to counter gun violence in our state and in our world, working as a team, as a menorah, as a lamp to the world and a beacon, that we can bring hope, and that no matter how frightful it seems outside, we can bring our fire and our passion to change that world for good. I'm delighted to introduce Amy Zimmerman from JUF.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Amy Zimmerman, Assistant Vice President, State Government Affairs at JUF, and I'm grateful to Lonnie Nassiter, our president, who is here today, for giving me this honor this morning. From the time my children were very young until their early teens, each Hanukkah during Sunday school, they would create from clay their own Hanukkah, or menorah. The students created menorahs in the shapes of things they love and cherish: pizza slice menorahs, dinosaur menorahs, Power Ranger menorahs, and I even brought one with me today, my now 24-year-old's wax-covered cat menorah, or at least that's what I think it is. Holidays are a time that we gather as a community, and Hanukkah's no different. It's comforting to know that our state leaders, many of whom are here today, recognize and value that observance. And during these times of rising extremism, you have also demonstrated a commitment to ensuring that all faith communities who gather together can do so safely. In synagogue these days, we are reading the Torah's great saga of Joseph, who by effective planning and governance saved the world from famine. Governance for good is one of society's highest callings. Doing so, one act of goodness followed by another and then another, like the candles we light during Hanukkah, pushes away the darkness and allows the light of goodness to radiate. The holiday is also a powerful reminder of the light we bring to the world and to each other. We are grateful to be here and for the opportunity to continue to take part in repairing the world, one good deed at a time. Hag Sameach, and because I think my mom, who's celebrating her 91st birthday, might be watching, happy birthday, Mom. Thanks. Rabbi Moskowitz.
Early happy Hanukkah. It's great to be here once again. Thank you, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, all the rabbis that are here, leaders of the community, as we get a head start in celebrating Hanukkah. Everyone is talking about the breakthrough in nuclear fusion research. And when I heard about it, I was unfamiliar with the term. Nuclear, it sounded like maybe creating a nuclear energy or something like that. And then I did a little research and I realized that I was wrong. Because in simple terms, nuclear reactor is about splitting particles into smaller particles. And nuclear fusion does something else. Nuclear fusion is about combining small particles, bringing them together into a larger particle. While both methods could potentially produce an enormous amount of energy, but when you divide, when you split the particles, there's side effect, there's negativity, there's radioactivity that comes out, and it has to be controlled and dealt with. But when you bring the nuclear particles together, when you unite them and bring them all as one, not only does it create more energy, but there's no negativity, there's no waste, and there's nothing negative coming out of it. I don't know the details of the science and when it will actually be beneficial in a practical sense, but I do know that there is a lesson from that for us, and especially Hanukkah, and especially this year. Because this is the message of connecting, coming together, bringing people together as one. And this is especially timely this year, because this year is a Hakel year, the year once in every 7 years that in the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, everyone, men, women, children, little infants, would come together and gather. So this year we are encouraged and reminded that as we celebrate Hanukkah, starting Sunday night, we come together, we find opportunities to fuse, to come together, to celebrate Hanukkah with family, with friends, with neighbors, and with strangers. I wish everyone a very happy Hanukkah, a unified Hanukkah, a Hakel Hanukkah, and we come together and we create this powerful and beautiful energy that brings light to this world. It's still early for Hanukkah, but we're going to have a symbolic lighting of the shamish. It's never too early to light the shamish. You got to prepare for the other candles, and everyone will take their menorahs out of their closets and get it ready for Sunday night. And it's my honor to call upon our good friend, the Consul General, to share a few words and then light the shamish.
Good morning everybody. Mr. Governor, Lieutenant Governor, elected officials, rabbis, President of the JUF, dear friends. So today we celebrate the story of Hanukkah, the Jewish holiday of miracles. The story tells us of the Maccabees' fight to liberate and secure a peaceful future for the Jewish people. It is a classic story of good against the evil, light against the darkness. Sadly, we have seen our share of darkness over the past year. With rising anti-Semitism across the country, we're witnessing the surfacing of hateful speech. Things that used to be unacceptable to say are now being expressed in public, on social media, on college campuses, in synagogues, on the streets, and on our driveways. People are being threatened for the mere fact they are Jews. We must all take a stand, from the field of education to legislation and law enforcement, to combat hate and anti-Semitism and safeguard the Jewish life in the United States. And please know that you can count on us in this important mission. Hanukkah, however, symbolizes not only the struggle, but ultimately the victory of light. And thankfully, we also have much to be hopeful about. In 2023, we will celebrate the 75th anniversary of the State of Israel, and also 75 years of the U.S.-Israel and the Illinois-Israel relations. Last year has seen growing partnerships between the land of Lincoln and the startup nation, from academic and economic collaborations to joint community projects. Speaking about hope, the Abraham Accords, the new peace agreements between Israel and 3 Arab countries, brought hope and prosperity to the Middle East, but they are also very relevant to us here in Chicago. Just as the Windy City is a gateway to the Midwest, Israel is becoming the gateway to the Middle East. Chicago and Illinois would be a perfect addition to this alliance of economic strength in the Middle East. I hope the next year we'll see the opening of Chicago's first international office in Tel Aviv, further boosting trade and exchange between Israelis and Chicagoans. But the Israeli-Illinois partnership goes much beyond business. It is a collaboration of communities. From Englewood to the Little Village, Israelis are sharing their best practices for entrepreneurship, trauma treatment, food security, health equity, together with our partners on Chicago's south and west side. The light shines bright in Illinois, and today marks our renewed focus on it. I hope that as we light our candles, we will join in a prayer for a brighter future for all of us. I want to take a moment to thank Governor Pritzker for his leadership and for his partnership and friendship and everything that he has done for and continues to do for the state of Illinois and for the U.S.-Israel Special Alliance. We value your support, Mr. Governor of Israel, and your determination to combat violence, hatred, bigotry, and anti-Semitism. I want to wish all of you happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, and a happy New Year. And I think that now I'm going to symbolically light the menorah. And right before I do that, I want to say the traditional blessing. We say 2 blessings, thanking first, thanking for the privilege of lighting the candles each year, and the second one, thanking God for the miracles that He did to our ancestors and is doing today for us. So I will say it in Hebrew, and then I will symbolically light the menorah. ברוך אתה השם אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של חנוכה. ברוך אתה השם אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה.